Great. Thank you. Thank you for the patience there, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome as always. This is Jillina, and I am calling, that's right, from beautiful Southern California. I want to welcome each and every one of you for taking the time to be on this call, the calls that go on throughout the week, the webinars, and, of course, the Kangen call with Michelle Rayleigh and Mary Lee that happen at 8 a.m. Pacific every Saturday morning prior to this call. Hopefully all of you are having an amazing day, had an amazing week. Goodbye, October 2016. Hello, November 5th, ladies and gentlemen, 2016. You got it. You know, Miss Jillina is going to say, my goodness gracious, here it is. A blink of an eye, the holidays are here. So 'tis the season, everyone. This is the time. This is the greatest time of the year for so many reasons, but so much of it is also the importance of really expanding and exploding your global Enagic kangenwater Ukon business. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, do not relax during the holiday time. This is when people are open, they are hungry, they are ready to listen, they're ready to change their life. Whatever was not working for them in 2016, they definitely want to make a change of it in 2017. And I don't know how much of you all do social media online, but if you see what's happening within Enagic around the globe and the younger generation and all the teams that have been with us from day one, 11, 12, 13 years, and those of us that are, maybe brand new here, wow. People are looking at Enagic. This is the company. This is the place to be. We are changing lives every day with the vision of our amazing founder, Mr. Oshiro. So don't get ready for the holidays. Get ready to explode your Enagic business and enjoy your holidays, because that's what we're doing in this household. So again, just want to thank all of you for taking the time to be on these calls. One of the things that Eli and I do, and we try to do our very, very best, is helping all of us stay in communication. I talk about that keychain, right? And that keychain has the keychain of success, and it has a lot of keychains on it, a lot of keys. One of the largest keys is communication, knowing what's going on with your business. The person that got out of the Anespa shower, washed their face with the beauty water, swished their mouth with whether it's the 2.5 or 11.5 as they brushed their teeth, had their Ukon tea, their Kangen coffee, and their 32 ounces of Kangen water. That's right. I'm talking to you this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Always, it's up to you if it's going to be, correct? You've got your person who shared it with you, your leaders, your sponsor, your team members. They're to guide you. They're to let you know where everything is. But it is up to us to make the difference. And part of that is knowing what is going on with your global business. So do you go to Enagic.com? Do you check distributor news? Are you part of the Enagic web system replicating website? Are you familiar with Enagic.com website and know how you can really utilize that to the maximum benefits as you're talking to your prospects? And another way, of course, in staying communication is getting on our email distribution list. So if you're receiving our emails, awesome. If you're reading them, good for you. If you're reading them, printing them out, and even forwarding them to your guests and team members, you are absolutely the leader people are looking for, because that's what you want to do. So with that, please go ahead and send us an email to event, E-V-E-N-T, like you're planning a Kangen event, is I-S, like Sam, Eli, E-L-I, at yahoo.com. So that's event is Eli at yahoo.com, and just say please add or subscribe, and we will do our very best to get you added to the distribution list, because as always, yes, communication is the key. Lots of keychains on that keychain to success. Third-party follow-up, three-way, sharing, whatever it may be, but you've got to be doing it. You've got to be utilizing your keys on that keychain. Remember, the first Monday of every month, thank you, Daniel D. McCulley and the Global One team, we've got our webinar again at 7 o'clock Pacific coming up this Monday, November 7th. So at 2 minutes to 7, go to Kangen One info.com or kangenwaterglobal.com. Get yourself registered for that. Share the information with your team. You don't want to miss that. We were out to dinner with Mr. Higa and Go just a few nights ago. Had a great time with him. Talked about so many wonderful things that we have all planned for everybody for 2016. Talked about the global convention in Okinawa coming up in March. They are going to have some requirements for that. It could be, 6A and above. It could be depending on when you achieved certain ranks. We're not really sure, but it's going to be a phenomenal event for those that are going to be participating in that. Of course, we talked about all the amazing benefits of the new E8PA program. That is very, very exciting. They just had the celebration about a week and a half ago, and I believe there were, I'm not exactly sure, I think they said about 200 people there, so that was very exciting for Okinawa and for all of those that shared the excitement in that. If you don't know what that is, ask yourself, why not? That means you're not going to the Enagic website. So you want to make sure that you're doing all of that. And, of course, for those of you in the local Torrance area, today, Saturday, they've got a great training, a system-based training with Mickey Wade and a handful of awesome top leaders and trainers going on at the Torrance office today, and lots of events throughout everywhere around the world with Enagic, and, of course, for the month of November, and that did go out in the email blast and the email distribution list. So always just want to make sure that, everyone is always on top of everything, getting the emails and helping your Enagic family do the exact same thing. So as Mr. Oshiro looks at us and all of us to spread that, we look at all of you to help spread the information, whatever it may be, getting on the emails, getting on the calls, the webinars, running the beauty water, making sure they're cleaning it with the e-cleaner, their machine, making sure they're changing their filters when they need to change their filters with the Enagic filters, helping them get involved in the social media, the Enagic Facebook pages, the Enagic families that are also willing to lend so many helping hands to everybody. So it is important, and, communication is definitely a huge key on that keychain. So excited about today's call and all the calls that go on. Today we have a great, awesome couple. They have so much drive, so much passion, so much commitment, so much focus and energy that they know exactly where they are going to be taking their Enagic global business. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, global, around the world, and they're already spreading their business in beautiful cities and countries that they haven't even traveled as of yet. But they're an awesome young couple, and get out your pads and papers, ladies and gentlemen, because they definitely have a lot that they're going to want to share with us, and that, of course, is Kevin and Sarah Chabot. So please make sure you get your pads and pencils out to take notes from them. So before that, of course, I'm going to hand the baton to my guy who always keeps us going, keeps everything happening in this household to stay committed, keep the vision high of Mr. Oshiro, and that's what we live by every day. We are in constant gratitude and appreciation for this company, for our founder, and for all the lives that are being touched and blessed every day for an opportunity to truly make a difference in their life. So with that, Mr. Eli Dafesh, darling, are you there, sweetheart? And he is getting in. Lines are full, so that's a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. The lines are full. Let me go up and hand him my line, and I'll dial in on another line here for him. You there, sweetie? Good morning. See how we are, ladies and gentlemen? All of us. Sometimes we have.
Hey, I got in.
Okay, perfect.
It's back.
Wonderful. Yes,
it's back.
It is. Yes, it is, darling. Yes, it is.
I think it's estimating over 2,000 people on today's call. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much, Jillina. It's great to be on today's call with all of you today. that are taking time out of your busy schedules to get on this call. And I think it's important because, we all want to exercise. We want to exercise our minds. And, we're learning from the cradle to the grave. I mean, we want to stay in that learning mode, that growth mode. And that's really something that I think has attracted so many of us on this call, and this idea of learning, this idea of expanding our mindset and starting to look at what are the possibilities for ourselves. And so, of course, we again thank you for coming on today's call. And we know it's important for you to make sure that lots of folks come on this call because, one of the things that we found in this industry that is so unique when we first started getting involved in the industry and trying to figure out how to maximize the benefits of growing a business in network marketing, and then, of course, finally finding this company, the magic of Enagic. I mean, people are writing books about it, and we probably won't see it again in our lifetime. I mean, to have something so simple as water, something that we do every single day of our lives. In fact, if we don't drink water for a certain period of days, we die. We all know that. So, when we first saw that, we saw the fact that, wow, I don't have to retrain somebody how to do a habit, a lotion, a potion, a gadget, a vitamin, a juice, a skincare, or whatever. We didn't have to do that. And then as we realized that this was probably the best water we'd ever drink, and as we started to feel the differences, it started to motivate us to want to do better in other areas of our life, to eat better, to get to the gym, to start working out, because when you feel better, you just look better. And if you just do, you feel it, and it's like everything begins to change. And so the idea of what you want to achieve to get to the next stage is you've got to be in that learning mode. That is Enagic. That is the personal development industry. So whether you're getting on YouTube and you are listening to famous speakers, I don't care if it's the Jim Rohn from the old days, I don't care if it's Napoleon Hill from the old days, I don't care if it's Wayne Dyer, I don't care I don't care if you're listening to the Robert Kiyosaki's, the Grant Cardones. I don't care if you listen to that young kid that's 14 years old, Caleb Maddock. You gotta keep yourself tuned in. I use the word "got to." I know it's not proper English, but it emphasizes what I'm saying. It's not really a choice. When I was in the beauty industry, just to give an example, owning 3 salons, employing over 80 hairdressers, skincare specialists, manicurists over the course of 23, 24 years that I was involved in that industry, from 1975, 76 to 1998, right? And one of the things that I used to tell my staff is I would say, you must go to at least 2 to 4 major trade shows a year for you to stay current. Because when people come into this salon, if you don't know what's happening in the marketplace and you're not up on fashion, because, of course, in my world, hairdressing, had to follow fashion. So whatever the fashion guys designed, we'd have to complement the hairstyle. But how are we going to do that if we weren't going out and seeing what the latest haircuts were, what the latest skincare items were? So we would go to these trade shows just like you do, right? So you want to get on calls like this, and you want to get to events. Now the fact that Enagic is, what happened is that the company called myself, Daniel D. McCulley, and Bob Gerdelian, and asked us, to create a training program for Enagic. And so we talked to them about having these events that are going to be going on. Imagine what's going to be happening around America every 2 weeks. And you know what? We may even get them to do it every single week. We don't know. But they're going to be absolutely for free, right? And you're going to be able to bring your distributors to them. You're going to be able to bring your prospects to them. I know the first one is going to be happening January 28th. We're going to be doing it in Los Angeles, and they're going to be announcing these things all over the year. But why did we suggest that to them of all the things when they said, can you can you come up with training that's going to take our company to another level in 2017? We talked about that. We talked about the importance of getting people in a room so they could see our technology, so they could hear about our leadership and our training, because we're outstanding in those areas, and that's really what a lot of people – so when people get involved in the network marketing arena and they go out and they're looking for a vehicle, they're looking for a way to get out of the rat race, to get out of this idea of having to work with a boss who tells you what you're going to earn, who tells you what you're worth. And people say, you know what, man, I think I've had that. I'm done with that. And I like this idea of this network marketing, direct sales, industry, this $200 billion industry. But I just want to find a legitimate company. I just want to find a company with real product. So, that's what's happening in the world of Enagic. It's going to continue to explode. It's going to continue to expand. But you've got to treat it the same way that you treated when you got in the profession you're currently in, whether you went to school for it, whether you went to a trade for it, and the amount of hours you put into it. And remember, it's consistent effort over time that produces results. So, for example, I was real fortunate. I happened to be talking to my good buddy Eric Worre, who has an event called GoPro, right? And I said, look, I want to get something for my folks that will not only keep the momentum going, keep them learning, keep them because you got to sharpen your tool, right? You got to keep that tool sharpened. And so instead of you going online and you guys paying $600 a ticket for it, I got them right now for $395. Okay, but here's the point: it's not about the cost. When you're in any business, what do? You spend money. When I used to own salons, heck, my Yellow Pages ads cost me thousands of dollars a month. It didn't matter. It was a way to expose my business, going to trade shows, staying in hotels, going to private classes, whatever we did, that's how we stay. So you've got to stay in the mix. You've got to stay. You want to keep that momentum. You want to keep your foot on the accelerator. And when you do that, and you keep your foot on the accelerator, because what did we just come out of? We just come out of the greatest event we've ever done, the global event in July. I think we had 7,000 people there. Next one's going to be in Okinawa in March. So, as you're going to have these events around the United States that you're going to get to, I don't care if you're going to drive to them, I don't care if you're going to fly to them, as they're going to start to get announced. First one will be in Los Angeles, January the 28th. We'll announce the location. I'm sure there'll be 1,000+ people there. They're going to be absolutely for free. But still, you want to stay, on YouTube, listening to Les Brown, listening to, maybe Eric Worre, listening to different trainers, listening to your Daniel DiMiccoli, your Bob Godellis, your Tamia Colognes, your Romy Verderas, your Eli Dafeshes, going on our YouTube pages, getting to our trainings, because that is going to sharpen your tool. And the better you get at doing this business, and it's funny, last week we talked about something. I talked about you guys sort of looking into the lives of a lot of the top leaders in Enagic and what they did. And every single one of them, when we interviewed them, and also when we interviewed leaders around the world, the one thing that they all said, we said, what was the number one thing that you did to get you to the top? And they all said the same thing: 90 days, all-out, massive action. 90 days, all-out, massive action. That means going all out for 90 days. Now, I don't care if your all-out is an hour a day or 5 hours a day or 10 hours a day, right? So it doesn't matter. It's the consistency, but you've got to keep your tool, your craft sharpened all the time. And as you're reading, as you're listening, and then as you're spewing it out, as you're talking, just like we talked about last week, imagine, in the next 12 months, you talk to 250 people. Well, in your mind, you might think, wow, that's extraordinary. I mean, I talked to 250 people. It's funny. In our business here in Enagic, because of the simplicity of our product, because of the simplicity of, it's almost selling itself is what it's doing. And the fact is that because our profit margins are extraordinary in comparison to people in the MLM world, the sort of multi-level marketing world, we're sort of a direct sales hybrid. And so because our dollar figures are higher, you know that the average guy in an MLM program, if somebody is buying a lotion, a potion, a gadget, a juice, a vitamin, a skincare product, or whatever, that money that they're spending every single month, that $150 to $200 a month, or whatever they're spending every single month, we know that the average guy, if he doesn't make, from the day that he gets started, check this thing out, this is so cool, from the day that the guy gets started, if he doesn't make $1 within the first 6 months, guess what? The retention level of that person goes down to 20%. I'm going to say it again. If someone gets started in anybody's network marketing program and they don't make $1 from the day they get started for 6 months out, they don't make a single dollar, the retention of keeping them in your business goes down to 20%. But if that same individual makes at least $1, this is a proven statistic, it goes up to 70%. Now, in Enagic, what's happening is people have the product on their counter. They have the product. They take it with them when they travel. I mean, it's become a part of our lives. Heck, we walk into Mastro's. I mean, and what do we do? What do we all got? We got our blue bottles, right? You're all laughing. You're all chuckling right now. I don't blame you. I'm laughing too. And what do they do when they come over? They say, may I serve you some water? I say, oh, no. I can't drink your water, man. I brought my own water. So people, when they see that, and they see us carrying around that blue bottle, people want to know, what is that? What is that? And it's the same thing that, like, when I got started, I didn't know what I was doing. So what would I do? I'd disconnect my machine, I put it in my box, and I would come over to your place. And I would say something like this. I said, John, Mary, Dave, Harry, hey, listen, I'm on to something big. I got to come over. It's a technology out of Japan, changing healthcare as we know it. People are getting miraculous results in their health, and some people are making extraordinary incomes. I got to come over. They said, well, tell me more. I said, I don't know more. It's 100% visual. I got to come over. It didn't matter how many times they asked me to tell them. I said, I don't know. I got to come over. So I would come into your home, right, at the time, back in the beginning. Now we got social media, and people are buying machines without even talking to each other, right? But back then, I would walk in your house with my machine. I said, you got a sink? You got a water? Okay. I would find any faucet. I don't care if it was in the bathroom. If I didn't know what I was doing, I would hook it up, right? And I said, you got a TV set? You got somewhere I could play this? And I would put in a DVD. Whether it didn't matter what it was, whether it was Romy Verderas, whether it was Dr. Shinya, it didn't matter whatever I had, right? And so that was the simplicity of drink this water, watch that DVD. Do you know how to push and play? Do you know how to push and press play? Do you know how to push and press play? Now we got it on YouTube. So back then we had, videos and stuff like that. So what we would do is, when we would do that, drink the water, watch the DVD. Drink the water, watch the DVD. So then all of a sudden, people, I'd say, well, do you have questions? They'd say, yeah, I got a question. I would say, hang on a second. And what would I do? I would three-way them over to somebody else, a third party, for third-party credibility. And I would edify that person. It didn't matter if it was a new person that just got started. It didn't matter if it was someone who sponsored me or someone who sponsored them. It didn't matter if it was someone that I met at one of the events that was sidelined. It didn't matter. It was a third-party credibility. Now we got the system calls that come on twice a day. I'll make sure I get to that number before the end of the call, and those are twice a day. Those could be your third-party credibility. They come on 11:55 Pacific time and 5:55 Pacific time every single day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. That could be your third-party credibility. It could be sending them to the video of Wadia Dafesh, W-A-D-I-A with my last name, Dafesh, right? And you go on YouTube and they watch the 12-minute video, and then maybe they go over to and I'll give you those. I'm going to have Jillina get them for me, and maybe they go over to Adam Winig's 10-minute explanation on the money, and then they go on. So they do the presentation with Wadia, then they do the explanation on the comp plan with Adam Winig, not the other guys, and then they go over to let's say the system, which is twice a day, that's your third-party credibility. Of course, if you get them to a live person for third-party credibility, someone other than you that just validates the program, validates everything, and then maybe they might want to ask a question or two, for their questions and concerns. That's how simple it is. But when you think about talking to 250 people in a year, and you do that for the next 1 to 2 years, but let's just say you're one of those people that it happened to go well for, and now you're being paid for the next 10 or 20 years, how about that in your life? That's what this is. That's the potential of what this is. But it means you getting centered. It means you getting excited about your life. It's about getting thoughts of lack and limitation out of your life. It's about going forward. So, yeah, the 100 tickets are already gone, to the GoPro event because they went fast. But why? Because people want to grow. People want to learn. So that's what you got to think about too. Is what are you going to do? How do you keep it moving? You got to be in the deal. You got to be learning, and that's the most important. Most important thing. You can just go ahead and email us and let us know if you want to join us, and we'll tell you how you can do that. That's going to be December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then we're going to get ready for the events that are going to be happening here with Enagic, and that's going to be the free events, which are going to be outstanding. First one starting January 28th. And those are going to be every 2 weeks around the United States of America, okay? So you're going to be involved in getting to these events, inviting, getting good at inviting, bringing people. And, again, imagine, like what's happened to us. We get paid out of Europe. We've never been to Europe. We get paid out of Australia. We've never been to Australia. We get paid out of Africa. We've never been to Africa. You can work locally and you can get paid globally, right? You can work locally and you get paid globally. And then, of course, as you learn other techniques through social media, through people that we bring on these calls, whether you get on Michelle Rady's call, which comes on at 8 a.m., the hour before mine, and you're learning from the things that they're passing on, it's staying in the mix. That's the important thing. So I want to talk to you about a couple that they'll do whatever it takes to stay in the mix, to learn, to grow, and that couple lives out of Oregon. And what I love about Kevin and Sarah Chabot is their enthusiasm. They've got amazing enthusiasm. They really do. They are people that really have just embraced the whole spirit of Enagic, the whole idea of the Kangen journey to freedom, searching for physical freedom, financial freedom, personal freedom. They want that. And they're a couple that is willing to grow and to learn and to do whatever it takes. And I invited them on today's call because I wanted you to sort of get a sense of their spirit and how they go about doing the business. And they're living out of Oregon. And Kevin and Sarah Chabot, are you on the telephone right now?
Yes, we are.
Hi, Eli.
Kevin and Sarah, it's so good to have you on today's call.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, guys. We love you guys so much. Thank you.
I know that you originally lived in Los Angeles, California, and I know you moved up to Portland, area about 4 years ago. And I know that you guys both used to work jobs, and you weren't the happiest with those jobs. And I know that Kevin, you were doing armed security and bodyguard work, and I know Sarah, you were doing retail and other odd jobs, and and then I know that you guys really got turned on to this amazing water and the company and of course the business model. And I know that things have begun to change for you guys in really big ways. And I just wanted to just sort of, number one, sort of welcome you on today's call, and then just kind of ask you a few things about, this business and, how you heard about the company maybe. What was your favorite thing about the business and, the water and why did you decide to do the business? Can you guys kind of give us and then we'll talk about prospects and things like that, just kind of give us a lowdown on those two things?
Yeah, absolutely. So we were introduced to kangenwater and, Enagic, the company Enagic, and the business through my mom, who's a dentist, and she had her own practice in Beverly Hills for over 20 years. and she was using the ionizer in her office and at home. And she was so passionate about this, but since she got it after we moved up to Oregon, we really didn't know what it was until about just over a year ago. And she was so adamant about us getting it for our health that we finally gave in after doing a good amount of research and discovered the business as well, and just knew that this was for us.
Okay, so it was your mom. How cool. I mean, you know what a blessing that is? I can't begin to tell everybody on this phone. Imagine your parent. My biggest regret, Sarah, is that my father wasn't my sponsor. I had no idea what I had my hands on when I got started. And I can't imagine, how, yes, of course I gave my parents money, but there's a difference when they receive the checks in the mail. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you guys are sponsored by your mom, what a blessing that you are providing for her life, because I know you guys are kicking booty.
That's extra special.
Tell me more.
She's definitely an inspiration. My mother-in-law, Sarah's mom, she's definitely an inspiration to our lives. And, she's just a great person in general, and she really has a lot of good friends. And this is something that, she has brought into our lives, and we decided to take advantage of it. We first and foremost did this for the health benefits. And, after seeing incredible results and, being very satisfied with kangenwater, we discovered the business, and it was just something that would be foolish to pass by.
Well, I'll tell you, man, that's excellent. And you know what? You guys are doing great things because of that. So let me ask you this. How do you guys meet people now that you're involved in business? I mean, how do you, tell a friend? How do you get a prospect? How do you build a relationship?
Oh, man. Well, it's is there anybody that doesn't drink water? So, really it's friends, it's family of friends, it's friends of family, it's, even strangers. It's the person that, bags your groceries, the person that cuts your hair. It's truly anybody you meet in your life, and if you could just strike up a normal conversation with somebody, not even with the intentions of, trying to make a sale or even bring up the business, it eventually always gets brought up anyways. You meet someone new, they ask you what you do, and you kind of tell them, and then there's this bit of mystery, and then they want to know more, and then you tell them more, and there's so many different ways of, introducing this water into people's lives. So some people, want to know about the business. Most people want to know about the health and the business. And people, my next door neighbor, it's funny. He's like, I notice you guys don't, you guys are home quite often, and like, yeah, because we're making money, and we're helping, and we're sharing water, and we're changing lives, and it's just that alone wanted him to investigate, what we're really doing. So that struck up a conversation. So everybody really, this is water. It's the most practical thing in the world. We all need water. We all drink water. Everybody is buying, bottled waters and the healthy bottled waters, and the water bottle industry is just booming right now because everybody thinks that they're drinking the good healthy water. And another thing is that I can actually prove to people with certain tests and demonstration and information and just my machine at home, and I could share an endless amount of water with people at no expense to me, and it's practical. So it's social media, which I use quite often. People I've never even met before in many different states, people contact me. I don't have to go find people. I just put myself out there, whether it's doing live streaming on Facebook, which is free. People follow me in groups. I can go find people in groups. I join a group, befriend people, and, just be genuine about it. It's not trying to find people to sell to. It's truly building relationships within the organization, finding like-minded people. And it's truly showed us just the benefits that we're having with the business. and just meeting new people. I mean, we've made so many friends just from this business and within the organization, the Enagic family and friends. It's just amazing.
So for you, so out of curiosity, between the two of you, do you both do the same thing? I mean, I know you're both outgoing because I've been around both your energy. You guys are dynamic in person, like it's unbelievable. Just your passion and I know it's helped you guys in so many different ways, and I've seen it physically. It's like you're not even the same people. And so I get that people are probably, sort of taken back when they see the changes in both of you. But is your wife more the dominant one? Does she tend to be the one that starts off covers? Is it you, or do you guys bounce back and forth? As a couple, how do you mix the two? I guess I would call you a power couple. Is it more, as you're saying, as you're going about your life, or are you finding more moving now towards social media, things like that?
It's it's literally the full spectrum. We do everything naturally. The cool thing about this is that we don't, I personally use a lot of social media. It used to be Sarah that was the social media queen, and I just kind of really found my niche in social media. I use Facebook a lot. I connect with friends, old friends, new friends, family members, and people actually see my posts, whether somebody comments or, I get private messages all the time from people. We have our website up, which pretty much pays for itself. People contact us, leaving emails. People just call us. Like yesterday, we had somebody named Clarence. He called us from our YouTube channel. We have many different videos where people all over the world are actually, looking, when they're searching water and they find kangenwater, healthy water, and then they find our videos, and we just have people calling us, about the water. It's just really, you got to put yourself out there. So, and you could do this with social media, and then people are receptive to that, and you're like a magnet. It's literally the laws of attraction, but it's what you're doing. If you're not doing social media, which is literally, it's the new wave. It's the future. It's now. It's present. It's what everybody's on. Then you're not going to really take your business somewhere to where you want it to be, especially that fast. But Sarah, she has a couple of other different tactics.
I mean, I think that the way we approach people depends on the person. You have to feel each other out. I'm more of an in-person type of approach. I mean, the person who was cutting my hair, she wanted to know how I could always come in the afternoon, in the middle of the day, whenever I wanted to get my hair or my eyebrows done, and she wanted to know how to do that. They ended up buying a machine. The girl who was our cashier at our local grocery store, she bought a machine. It depends on who you're dealing with. Usually I'll start the approach in person, and I'll bring Kevin into it as they want to learn more. It works really well, like you said, as a power couple, because depending on each person's personality, the dynamic's different. Whether you're showing them a YouTube video or you're inviting them over and showing them the machine, there's some people. We actually have a second ionizer that we loan out to certain people so that we don't have to go out of our way to share water. We'll put it in their home for a week, and when we take it away, they can't live without it.
And the best part of it is that kind of eliminates the, sharing water is great, but you don't want to share water with people too long, because then you become a water mule. And some people do take advantage of that. But if you share it long enough with them, enough so they can actually feel the health benefits, feel something from the water, and if they like it, which they all do, because you actually get, once you try it, people need it. And everybody we share water with, it's kind of funny, they crack jokes and they say, you guys are like drug dealers, this water stuff is addicting. And it's amazing, because you truly, it's a life altering machine. It's a device that is, used to be only used in hospitals at one point, but now, it's being used in homes, and it's just an amazing technology. And we share water, and sometimes we put the machines into someone's home for like a week or two for free, and they have it in their home, and they're sold after that.
Also, we deal a lot with, we have a big team in Canada, we have people in California, we have people in other states, so we're not physically there to share water, so we explain that they have 30 days to put it in their home and try it out. We'll send them YouTube videos, email, three-way calls, get them on the system calls. We utilize, like Kevin said, the Enagic web system. We utilize Facebook, the live streaming, get them on, Shan Stratton's webinars, get them on Daniel DeMacaulay's webinars.
The resources are astronomical. The fact that there are free resources all around the world, especially, in the United States and especially in Los Angeles. Oh my God! In Los Angeles, it's like it's a playground for Enagic. But really, all around the world, the resources, whether it's online, whether it's a meeting, whether it's a conference call, whether it's this Saturday morning call, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is where it's at. And the fact that you don't have to go search for ideas and resources; they're right in front of you. But it's completely up to us whether or not we want to utilize them. And if you truly want to take this and make this a business and take it somewhere special, you definitely have to, and I definitely recommend using the resources that we have that are practically handed to us. This is the most amazing company ever, because the fact that, you don't have to keep putting money into it like all the other companies in the world, all the other network marketing companies in the world. This is simple. This is water. Everybody drinks water. It's the easiest thing in the world. So the resources are incredible. We utilize them every chance we get, and it helps us. And really, it's leading by example. If you can talk a good game, but if you can't show people duplication, if you can't show people what this is all about, then they're going to have to find out on their own. Some people are naturals, but it really helps your team. It helps to grow the Enagic family, and this is truly a movement, and I just can't wait to see where it's going to go.
Excellent. So check it out. I'm going to ask you one more question about really what's happening in your business and how you can impart the information that I feel is one that really can help people take their business to another level. I don't care if it's a simple piece of message. And then we're going to move over to Daniel DeMacaullay. Guys, you might want to text your teams, whatever you got to do, because we're going to talk to you a little bit more about the training program that is going to be free. It's going to be in events and hotels all around the United States that are going to start in January, and Daniel's going to be discussing that on a more detailed level coming up right after this next question. So basically, that's Daniel DeMacaullay, you guys, is going to be coming on. So get ready for that. Get more people on the call. So Sarah and Kevin, what would you say? I mean, I get it when I'm listening to you. I get it. You guys you're living it. You're talking to people. You're working at home. You're developing teams in different states without even being there. You're plugging into social media. What are a couple of tips that you can give that you think are vital or could help the listener in terms of getting their business started? It might, it's interesting. Most people in any network marketing company, of course, we have an advantage over here. We get to give our product away for free. You can't do that in another program. Most people never even get started. What would you say are those things that they can do right now? And if you could do that in the next few minutes, that'd be amazing.
So something that actually Jillina said to me that I absolutely love and I tell to my team all the time is facts, tell, story, sell. Everybody has their own story.
Did you say facts, tell, story, sell?
Exactly. And everybody has their own situation, whether, they're in a financial hardship, whether they need to overcome some health issues. Everybody likes the business at the end of the day. Everybody likes the health benefits at the end of the day, but you can customize each thing. There's so many YouTube videos that are available to us, not just demonstrations or business comp plans. There's also another, something else you can throw in the mix if they're health fanatics, if they're, they have asthma, whatever it is that they have, you can send testimony to them. You don't have to physically be there in person. I mean, the genuineness that comes from everybody that's in this business stands out and shines through. So when you're talking to somebody that doesn't have this, the one thing that I hear is, obviously you're not a paid actor. You're experiencing the benefits that you're telling me you're living it. You want to share your lifestyle. You want to really let people experience what you're living. Kevin and I, we go hiking, we take our boat out, we go bike riding. That's our day. When we're not working, we enjoy doing these things during the day when everybody's out there 9 to 5. And when we're doing the live stream on Facebook, our friends and our family that are on social media following us, they want to know. They're sick of sitting in the office. They want to know how they can do it too.
I also want to elaborate on sharing the lifestyle. I think that's something that I should have brought up in the beginning because it's not what you can tell people. It's not what you can tell people. It's about what you can show people. Like for instance, just something as simple as removing the pesticides from your produce, which we do all the time. And sometimes we live stream it or take videos, and we literally demonstrate to people our daily routine and things that we do, so that people are saying, "Wow, this is really what they do. This is really what they're about." And this is so simple. I mean, they're removing pesticides from their produce, something I can't do with tap water, something I can't do with bottled water. I mean, that's amazing right there. That's just one thing. And so people want to know more. It leaves some bit of mystery. It makes them ask questions, and I'm so obliged to answer them. So it's just doing those things. It's showing people, your lifestyle. It's leading by example, and then people will follow. And that's all you really have to do. It's really simple.
It's also, people don't care what we're doing. They want to know how they can do it, so it's us showing them how to do it. That's really what it is.
It's just showing it to them.
Exactly. It's showing it to them. It's taking their hand and it's directing them in the right direction. Everybody who comes on our team, we, after they decide to make, the best decision of their life and purchase a kangenwater ionizer, we get them to subscribe to your emails, to get on the webinar, like I said, the webinars, get on Facebook, go on YouTube.
System calls, everything. It's just really simple, and it's just, that's what you do. It's you teach duplication. If people are interested in the health benefits, which everybody is, then you show them. If people are interested in the business, which most people are, then you demonstrate to them. You help them with that, and that's how you teach duplication. You get them plugged in to the system calls, the demonstrations, live streams, conference call, everything, and they can pick and choose whether what they want to do, or they could do them all. So it's really to be successful in this company, and I've seen, God, there's so many people from, Brendan Teeger, Eli and Jillina, geez, like you guys are, superstars, Wadia, Saja, everybody. There's names I'm not even naming right now, but you guys are mentors to everybody that listens in and watches what you guys do, because you guys are literally leading by example. You're showing us what to do. And the best thing about it is that, how did I learn how to do demonstrations? Well, it's so simple. You go on your phone, you look at YouTube videos, or, you go on the computer and you just, it's repetition. You practice, and then you could do it in your sleep. And forever and ever, you just keep sharpening your skills, and, it's really just, helping people at the end of the day better their lives, enrich their lives. And one more thing, we save so much money. Your life is literally more expensive not actually having one of these. It's incredible. I mean, we don't use chemicals anymore. to clean our kitchen, to do anything like that. We don't have to buy organic all the time, even though we do, and we still remove pesticides from them. We don't buy bottled waters because we're spending so much money on bottled waters thinking that we're, drinking healthy water and all that stuff, and we don't do that anymore. And the amount of money we're just saving, on top of the health benefits and the business, this is an investment of a lifetime. This is a life-altering investment, so it's truly amazing.
You guys are amazing. We really appreciate you coming on the call and just sharing your experiences and sharing your knowledge. Really, just want to just take this time to just congratulate you on your success. And I know you're passionate. I know you're good people. I know you really want to share this and get it out to everybody. And we just thank both of you, Kevin and Sarah Chabot, for being on today's call. Stick with me because we're going to be listening to Daniel DiMicali, and then everybody will say thank you for a great call today. So hang on with me. Daniel DiMicali, are you on the call right now, sir?
Sure am, Eli. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's a great day to be alive, and we're excited about the future of Enagic, and we're excited about the events that Enagic is going to be doing across America, and doing it absolutely for supporting the distributor base and doing it at no charge, which is I can't think of anything better than free.
Yeah, we got him to do it, Eli.
Yes,
we
did.
After 4 years of giving that advice to them, Enagic finally is going to invest in it. So anyway, I'd like to say good morning.
I know this has been a big thing for you, Daniel. I know, my God, I think you've been spewing that since the day you walked in this company, man. I think it's probably even been longer than 4 years. But again, thank you. We're on you and I and Bob Godelli, we're on the same page with you. So this is outstanding.
Anyway, Eli, I'd like to say good morning and good afternoon to everybody out there, and happy November. Anyway, it's a wonderful life, isn't it, Eli?
Oh, my gosh, are you kidding? The best life.
Yeah. So, hey, I want to start out by what a great couple you just had on. I mean, can you imagine Kevin and Kevin and Sarah? I mean, who sponsored that couple?
Their mother, her mother. Underneath Lorna Castro, which of course I'm her sponsor. So yeah, their mom.
Yeah, imagine sponsoring somebody like that couple right there. See, that's what this business is about. If you want to build a business, you're looking for people who will do this business as a way to make their living. That's how you make the big money here, is showing this and creating this program, and creating people who are going to make Enagic their way of eating, their way of feeding their kids, their way of paying their rent, paying their car, whatever, their way of, trying to turn their dream into reality. If you can find just a couple of those, just a couple, you'll earn money. And if you can find like 3, 4, or 5, you're going to earn a ton of money. No question about it. I've been in this business 10 years, Eli, and I just my biggest checks and my biggest bonus checks and my biggest quarterly just came a couple of days ago. Can you imagine that? I've been in this thing 10 years, and I got paid more. And you know what we earn? We earn stupid money. And to be able to say you earned more money in the last week than any time in 10 years, that shows you how phenomenal this business is. So, that
and you're doing less than you did 10 years ago.
I'm doing much less. I'm doing a million times less. You know me. I've been at home quite a bit, but I just want to congratulate wow, I was just listening to them, and if you can find a couple like that, and they get sold on this business, you are on your way running like crazy. But anyway, I just wanted to I want to start with explaining something to everybody, and I want you to get a pen and paper and write this down. Kangen1Global kangenwater.com, KANGEN1, the number 1, global.com, or kangenoneinfo.com. Both those sites are going to shoot you into the webinar on Monday coming up, November 7th, and that is at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be explaining the the regional training in depth on that webinar, and also giving some training. But what's going to be happening, okay, let me first make the statement. I absolutely believe, Eli, that next year, 2017, will be the biggest year in Enagic in North America. Okay? It'll be the biggest producing year. They will sell more machines. They will recruit more people. They will bring in more leaders than any other time in Enagic. And I've been in this thing 10 years, and I've made a lot of calls. I've made a lot of predictions. And as you know, Eli, you sit on the advisory council with me. We've made a lot of calls with Enagic that have been absolutely accurate. Okay, I don't think I've missed many times. And that's not because, it is because of experience. I've seen this before. They are introducing what they call a regional training and business development schools. It's the Enagic Regional Training and Business Development Schools. It is going to be launching in January. All right? And the reason for this real quickly is, if you think about it, where are the sales created? Where are sales created? Where's the most sales created? And I know we give water out, we show them things, we go on social media, we do this, we do that. That's to get interest. That's to get somebody interested. That's to get somebody, 99% of the people don't even know this thing, and you're showing them what it is. So that's to give people information and to give people interest. Where the sales are closed, where they create the most sales, are either meetings, business briefings, get-togethers, in-home demonstrations, conventions. In other words, a large group event which creates group dynamics. That's where, when you bring a new person, that's where they buy. As soon as if they've been on the water, if they've seen the program, if they're sold on it, when you bring them to a large meeting, okay, everybody knows that's where the sales fall. All right? Now, how can you create the largest meetings? How can you create the largest group dynamics? The answer to that is make it free. I've been telling you this for I don't know how long. Make it free. But they will have to invest. It's not a small investment. This is not like investing $100,000. No, they got to invest some money in it. That's why it took them a long time. All right. So events and free events, and also where do you lock distributors? Where do distributors get motivated? Where do distributors get sold on the business? That's the distributor gatherings, like we did the other night, Eli, when all the 6As got together. Those events is what locks your people in. The regional events are going to do all three. They're going to start corporate events all around the country. I know the first ones are in Los Angeles. It's going to happen in L.A. I know Eli and Jillina are hosting that. I believe they're bringing in Tamia Cologne from New York, okay? These events are in big hotels, and any 6A can request to host them. Now, not every 6A is going to be given, the responsibility, but you can request for it. I'll give you an example. A guy in New Mexico, one of the, he's been in the program a couple of years. He just turned 6A2, Jerome. He is going to be hosting one in New Mexico. I know they're hosting one in San Antonio. I was talking with Jim up in Seattle. I know he's hosting one I know there's one happening in Florida and one happening in New York. That's just in January and February. And then in March, there'll be more regionals all around the country, okay? I'll give you an example of how it works. Eli and Jillina have requested to host an event. Enagic okayed it. Now they're going to be looking for the hotel. The host gets to choose the hotel. They get to choose who's participating, and they get to choose the regional instructor that Enagic will be flying in for, at their cost. So the event starts at 10 o'clock. It's always on a Saturday. It'll start at 10 o'clock with a business briefing by the top people in that area that's chosen by the host. After the business briefing, the instructor will be introduced who flew in from outside. These are top $1 million earners that are going to be sharing on how they got to their spot. So you're going to have training all across the country, and it's free. You can bring as many guests as you want. You can let your distributors know this is the regional coming up in a couple of months. You got to make sure to go there. It creates a group dynamics unlike anything else. I think the first one in LA is going to have over 500, maybe close to 1,000 people there, because that's where you want to bring your new people, okay? And also, if you're building around the country, let's say you're in California and you know somebody in Florida, or you know somebody in Texas, or you know somebody in Canada or Chicago or wherever. Hey, you know what? You can find out when the regional is in that area and send your new people there. Let's say you're recruiting on social media, and you're recruiting somewhere in United States, and somebody happens to want to do this business. You can now send them to a corporate regional that is going to be awesome. Eli, they're investing in quite a few of this, and I know for a fact this is going to be huge. They're adding almost 50 events. Enagic is adding, 50 or more events next year. There will be regionals every weekend, and sometimes 2 or 3 of them every single Saturday somewhere in North America. Imagine what's going to happen to the sales. Wow, this is big, and it's free. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. So, Eli, I think that is going to explode the sales. And remember I said this. I absolutely believe that Enagic will have their biggest sales next year. So if you're a leader, your sales are going to increase. If you're just starting this is the best time to do it. I don't think the top earners have been recruited yet, by the way. I don't think the top earner in Enagic has been signed up yet. I think they're roaming around somewhere in the United States looking for us. So, this project, like they said, it is phenomenal. It is the best thing out there. And Eli, if you have any questions, I can answer them. But a suggestion to everybody, all right, start now. Don't start in January. Start now. You're going to get a 2-month head start on everybody in 2017. You have to remember, the whole United States is going to begin their year January 1st of 2017. That's how people have been doing it forever. They have a New Year's party. They make their New Year's resolutions. They make their New Year's goal. They're drunk, they're high, they're whatever, and now they're going to plan 2017. So they get started in January, and it takes time to get going. By the time you get moving, it's already February, sometimes March. So you're taking away 1 to 2 months from yourself. Right now, if you're listening to this call, you can start right now moving. Why? You're going to meet more people in the next 60 days than any other time of the year. Thanksgiving, Christmas shopping, Christmas parties. You're going to meet more people in the next 2 months than any time of the year. And entrepreneurs are looking right now, okay? If you can show this to them now and get them started, you will be coming out, you will be going into 2017 and launching out of a cannon. You're going to give yourself 14 months instead of 10 months to create your year of 2017. So begin now, and also start with people who see it. You know, some of you are having a hard time because you're trying to talk to somebody who's not interested. Look for somebody who is interested. Look for somebody who is looking. See, the reason I do well is I don't look. This business is hard enough to teach to somebody, to get them going, and so on. You can't be traveling the road and fighting with them and, you know, talking them into it and selling them on the way. No, start with somebody who sees it. So somebody who's looking. Start with someone who is hungry. Who do you know in your circle of that is looking to make a better year in 2017 than 2016? Look for that person who is truly wanting to make 2017 a phenomenal year, and then show this to them. And this next 2 months, you're going to see more people than anyone else, than any other time, okay? And Eli, to just close this out, you know, for all the people there, you know, this thing is not about whether you can or you can't. You can do this. Everybody who's listening, whether you're a current distributor or you're a brand new person, you can do this. Anybody can do this. Eli, I saw Jeff Rose come up and get a 6A pin a week ago. This is a guy who's on a wheelchair. He can hardly talk. He can't talk. He's on a wheelchair. He has to be driven to his places. That guy just went 6A. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine that? And when he went up there, he said, I went 6A because I wanted, and he could hardly talk, right? I mean, you could hardly understand him. And he said, I went 6A to prove that there are no excuses. Is that dude inspiring or what? I mean,
I love
the guy
him.
came up.
And you know what? You're talking about his ability to communicate. When I first met him, it was more challenging. But now, I mean, when he gets up and communicates, everybody understands him, and it's because, the work that he's done, the benefits he's received, and like you said, if he can do it to 6A, anybody can. He's
unbelievable.
Jeff Rose is an inspiration beyond inspiration. My gosh.
Yeah, he's my man. I mean, that guy. You know, he inspires me. Imagine that. He inspires me. He makes my voice go up. So anybody can do this. So Eli, it's not whether you can or you can't. Okay? Quit thinking it's whether you will or you won't. Next year, 2017, it's not whether you're going to have a great year, you know, or you can have a great year. No, it's whether you will or you won't, because you can have your best year ever. You can have your most phenomenal year. It's whether you will or you won't. You can do this. Everybody can do this, okay? So, but the regionals are going to help you something fierce. If you want more information on the regionals, or if you want to learn the marketing plan really well, if you have any new people who wants to learn the marketing plan, shoot them on to the organization, Enagic organization global webinar on Monday at 7 p.m. If you go to kangenwaterglobal.com, you'll see it there. Just go on there, and at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to explain the regional and the marketing plan one more time. So, but Eli, that's what I have to say. I'm very excited. I've got family here from all over the place, and Eli, isn't it great just not worrying about money?
Well, I tell you, man, I remember the stress that we used to have. It was crippling. I can remember the days when we didn't know how we were going to make it, and to think about our life today and the people's lives, you know, in Enagic that have changed around us, like Jeff Rose, like Sarah and Kevin Chabot, And now the fact that Enagic is taking it to the next level in terms of supporting us at the highest level. I mean, completely free. I mean, a person could literally get one of those RVs and just drive from event to event or jump on a plane for the entire year, and your business is going to explode. I think you did a phenomenal job explaining everything to everyone. I think we should do it again, and then get back on the phone and maybe in a week or two and talk about it more in depth as we're getting people prepared. And I think the fact that you're telling them that this is the best time of the year, it by far, the last quarter is the best time to meet everybody, and people are receptive and they're wanting an answer for 2017. So outstanding job, outstanding, what's happened. Enagic has supported this idea. You spearheaded it. Bobby and I supported it, and we're behind it. And it's up, baby. It's going all the way up to the moon. And you know what? What better opportunity than this one, Daniel? You and I have been around the block. You've been a founder. People may not know that about you. You've been a founder like Mr. Ashuro a couple of times, and you've only been in 3 programs in the last 30 years. And you're at the top of the heap. And the fact that you found this one, you picked this one, that guys like myself and others that have found this new home. There are other, I know for a fact, Daniel, there's a lot of marketers out there that do know how to do this, but they're looking for a home and they're not happy where they're at. And, of course, there's entrepreneurs everywhere that are tired of the job situation, and also business owners that just can't keep up with the overheads and that, paying for medical insurance and taxes and things like that. And people are looking for a way out, and there's no better time than these events supporting people to be able to bring people absolutely for free. So I want to thank you for coming on today's call, Daniel. Is there anything else you want to share before we go?
No, just that you and Jillina are tops in my books. You guys know that. And thanks for being such a great friend to me, and that, it's just a great business. So I've got a lot of guys that are doing so well in this business, Eli. It's just awesome. It's just an awesome business. I'm glad that I ran into it. I'm very, very lucky and fortunate that at my age I ran into this thing right here. So, and Eli, you know what we never talk about is the friendships. You will, if you're listening to this and you haven't been on the program that long or you're brand new, you will create more great friends in this business in 1 year than you did your entire lifetime. And a lot of them are friends that are good people. They have no second agenda. They're all trying to make it. And I think that's why we're all making money, Eli. It's karma. Look at how many people you have given the water to, or you have given the opportunity to, that's doing really well. That's why you're making money. That's why you guys are making money, because, I don't know, I believe in karma. So if you do something good, I think it's going to come back. So go do something good out there, good for somebody else, good for somebody's health, and good for somebody's family. Eli, thanks for having me on. I really, really, really appreciate it. It's an honor to be on this call. And your guests this morning are tops. No question about it. Have a great day, guys.
Thanks so much, Daniel D. McCulley, and thank you so much, Kevin and Sarah Chabot. What an outstanding call. You guys, it's all lined up for you. This is it. This is your time. This is the time to get out of the rat race. This is time about stop worrying and stressing out and start thinking about positive things in your life. And you've got the vehicle, you've got the support, you've got the leadership, you've got the visionary founder, and you know what? You've got relationships that you've developed and are going to develop that are going to be lifelong, and that's going to give you peace of mind and happiness in your heart. You guys did it. Now go out and start telling people about it. You guys have a great 9.5 day. Let's thank Kevin and Sarah Chabot. Let's thank Daniel D. McCulley when I open up the lines. You guys make it a great 9.5 day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
God bless you all. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Daniel.
It was excellent.
Thank you, Daniel.
Great call. You guys rock.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you on the call.